It has been truthfully said that knowledge is power. As you are no doubt aware, GDI has begun field testing its satellite-based ion cannon despite your previous success. Unfortunate. But it does provide one with an interesting speculation. Inside this communications satellite are the security codes that provide GDI access to this ultimate weapon. It is imperative that the Brotherhood secure these codes now. You must capture the center and retrieve the security codes from their databases. Be steadfast. Do not be deterred, no matter what the cost.
No mercy.
Just in preparation. Hey, my secret weapon! No longer will the world be dominated. Move!
What is up, everyone? Welcome to Command & Conquer Nod Mission 12, and the very first thing we're going to be doing is some very interesting kiting techniques involving a mammoth tank and some pathetically weak Nod vehicles. So, the way I'm doing this mission is going to be slightly different. The recommended strategy for this mission has you doing it very long. There is a speedrun strategy for this mission as well that I am not using. And additionally to the speedrunning strategy, there's kind of a middle ground. It's not quite a complete speedrun, but it is certainly going to be quicker than the intended strategy for this mission. Now, these mammoth tanks don't have a very intelligent AI, and they want to target one of your vehicles. It's not always the light tank, so it's just good to watch the turrets and check which one it is. But you can kill them with the other vehicles that they are not targeting. It got a little unfortunate that it was the light tank that they targeted, because it meant that the light tank couldn't add its damage, and we had to deal with two Nod buggies. It's much better when they're targeting a Nod buggy. The buggy is very fast and doesn't do much damage to the tank. So, our first objective is to set up a small forward base, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to set up a small forward base. The speedrun strategy has you set up your forward base right next to the GDI base, actually. And that's a very interesting strategy that is well worth looking at. There are plenty of versions of that strategy existing on YouTube already. But what we're going to do is produce a refinery, as we always do, produce a second refinery, as we always do. I'm going to give you the warning to say a airfield and 2 harvesters per refinery is quicker, as I always do. And then we're going to proceed with the level. So, placing down the second refinery, as you can see, it gives you quite a generous amount of Tiberium. We've got quite a large tip field. We just have to be mindful of the fact that GDI are currently decorating the map with various armor units. There's tanks, there's patrolling Humvees, there's mammoth tanks guarding bridges, and if we go up here there will be rockets as well, MRLS. Mobile Rocket Launcher System, MRLS. That is something that the OpenRA community uses to refer to them. Now, all we're going to do is do a small wall crawl. Oh no, it's walls. Whilst producing light tanks to keep ourselves safe. So, we're not blocking the AI per se, we're just using the walls to extend our build radius. By extending our build radius, we'll be able to basically base push the AI. And this is a strategy that exists for Nod across most of the games. I think Nod has always had the capacity to base push people in multiplayer. It was something that they actually actively had to patch out in Command & Conquer 3. It was Nod's ability to crawl with power plants and then just push you with obelisks. Because in Command & Conquer 3 the obelisk was very, very good. And the Nod power plant was very, very cheap, and also extended your build radius. So you could do these really wacky base pushes with a really, really good obelisk unit structure, and put a lot of pressure on GDI that way. We're sort of paying homage to that strategy by doing a CNC 95 base push, which features a lot more sandbags, and a lot less power.
Building. Construction complete.
I'm building on diagonals because of the way this is a grid-based system, because of where I'm trying to go. You make more progress building on a diagonal.
Construction complete. Building. Construction complete.
I'm building on a diagonal because I don't want you to accuse the AI, me of blocking the AI. I want you to see that I am truly allowing the AI to still attack me during this phase of the game.
Construction complete.
You could just build several lines of walls and the AI would never figure it out.
Construction complete. Building. Construction complete.
So, sell the bits of wall that you don't need because they're not adding any value. And this is where we're going to do our first block, which I know you're now going to get on my case about. We're going to block the bridge for GDI.
Building. Unable to comply. Building in progress.
It's really, really easy. There you go. The bridge is officially blocked. GDI will not be able to figure that out. 3 bits of sandbags on a bridge. That's that bridge useless to them now.
Building.
So we're just going to sell up more of the wall. I left that piece back there because I'm going to expand in the other direction with more sandbags. We're going to whack down an advanced power plant or two because obelisks of light still take a lot of power. Doesn't matter what game you're playing, they are a very power-intensive structure. Accidentally click on the options while scouting, find another tip field, and we're in a really strong position now. If you don't take much damage early, this is a good sign for the rest of the mission to come.
On hold. Cancel.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Waiting order.
So we're luring out the MRLS as well as a medium tank so that we can start to push in this direction too. The GDI forces are now funneled through one direction only, and that's the northern coast. So we're just going to make sure that all our units are stationed in the north, because even if GDI wants to go south, they will have to come through the north. This many tanks can easily overwhelm a mammoth tank. Then we're just going to push in. Our base was under attack because the GDI gains access to its super weapon, the ion cannon, which is impressively terrible in this game. It's just an awful weapon. It will instantly destroy a base defense or unit. It will kill an impressive 5 infantry if fired upon infantry. And it won't even one-shot most buildings like advanced power plants or airstrips. So it really doesn't do anything but kill a single base defense. The advantage that the GDI have over their ion cannon is that they can use it again and again and again.
Construction complete.
So the Nod have a much more devastating super weapon in the nuclear warhead. However, they can only fire 1 per mission.
Construction complete.
Once they fire it, the Temple of Nod is basically useless. But that's also, in its own way, considered a good thing, because you can build the Temple of Nod, fire your nuke, then sell the Temple of Nod for some money back. It's very nice.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Not necessarily something I always do, but it can be helpful if money is tight.
Reinforcements have arrived. Unable to comply. Building in
So
progress.
we're using the village to distract the airstrikes because GDI, of course, always has access to the airstrikes. And we're a little bit low on funds, but that's okay.
Moving out. Affirmative. Yep. Affirmative.
Construction complete.
All we're doing now is just pushing and building power.
Cannot deploy here. Reinforcements have arrived. Building.
So the SAM site is very important, as is previously been noted in these sorts of missions. GDI
Construction complete.
like orcas, and they use orcas somewhat reasonably well. They're not terrible at applying orcas.
Vehicle reporting.
GDI likes to do this, and that's really cool. I don't actually know how the AI does that. I'm convinced you can't do that as a player. But yeah, it will drop these engineers and then not use them. Not using the engineers that it drops is a common flaw of the AI.
Moving out. Moving out. Yes, sir.
So there is no church for us to take 2,000 from,
Yes, sir. Moving out.
most unfortunately. And we're just competing with GDI for the available Tiberium on the map, whilst making the mistake of aggroing a Orca. So I sold the SAM site a touch too late. You can still get the money back if you sell it a second, but if that destruction animation goes off, then you don't get the money.
Affirmative. Moving out. Unit. Vehicle reporting. Out. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes. Moving out. Acknowledged.
So at this point, GDI still have income, so what we're going to do is very, 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 very carefully and push forward.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
And be mindful that we still need to build more SAM sites, because although we killed an Orca,
Moving out.
it's very, 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 very likely that GDI will replenish its Orcas at this stage in the game.
Moving out.
Construction complete.
Vehicle reporting.
So where I put my refinery is close to where you deploy the construction yard
Building.
as part of the speedrun strategy.
Building.
And the speedrun strategy basically does what I'm doing now from the very, very beginning. Which is just crawl up with walls,
Construction complete.
build a hand and nod,
Building.
build a SAM site,
Construction
and build an
complete.
obelisk. And
Building.
it's pretty straightforward as an application.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Moving out.
Creating
Yes,
something of a traffic
Construction
jam,
complete.
that's fine.
Building.
Yes, sir.
Construction complete.
Acknowledged. Moving out.
So harvesters are not the most intelligent things in the world. Like Command & Conquer's pathfinding algorithm is not.
Building.
It's not good. It's just not good. And it's a common problem of like how can I move my units? The path is actually available, but they just don't seem to see that it is, and they get themselves stuck. So a little bit of micro on the harvester means we'll harvest the correct Tiberium patches and open up a path to build walls into the GDI base.
Construction complete. Building. Construction complete.
So this is quite slow by base pushing standards, but this is where it really kicks off and where it begins. This is where the true base push begins. If I could talk, at least.
Building.
So I am doing this in the wrong order, and you'll see why in a second. Obelisk into SAM site. It should be the other way around. You should put down the SAM site behind those walls on our side of the river, and then place the Obelisk of Light to actually push out the GDI base.
Unable to comply. Building in progress. Construction complete.
But what I'm going to do instead is just secure the south. Waste a little bit of time because I know I don't need to do that, but I can. I'm hoping it also may distract some ion cannon fire if any is coming. And as you saw, it did snipe a harvester already. So this path is a bit of a red herring, it doesn't actually go anywhere.
Our base is under attack. Unit lost.
Now, when base pushing, you have to give attack orders manually. Base defenses will not automatically target the structures that you want them to.
Construction complete.
And then from the Obelisk of Light, we can build a Hand of Nod.
Unit lost.
I'm not entirely sure what I lost there, and that was what I was trying to figure out. It turns out it was a
Building.
something to the Orcas that are now harassing us. As I said, they will rebuild Orcas, so we can just train a few rocket soldiers.
Unit ready.
We need the rocket soldiers anyway because we're gonna open up the GDI base a little bit.
Construction complete. Unit.
And now with the SAM site up, GDI can't push us out. We're gonna open up the wall, keep our frontline structures repaired, train a couple of engineers, and make the push. As you know, the construction yard is worth a lot of money, so that's very helpful to us to continue the state of the push.
Okay. Okay.
Building.
Now, these crates are important to collect because they give you access to your nuclear weapon in the final mission in the game. If you don't collect them all, you don't have the nuke.
Building captured.
And the nuke is very, very, very helpful.
Construction complete. GDI building.
So that silo will distract the attention of the commando.
Captured. Building.
As you can see, he's just shooting away at that silo, which now means we can sneak in more infantry because he's not at risk of being sniped by the commando.
GDI building captured.
They're going to destroy that, but it's okay because that's Tiberium that GDI is not getting. And we still got to keep the harvester as well, which is...
Construction complete.
Use the harvester for a little bit of crushing, maybe some friendly fire.
Building.
Manually, when you're deploying a base defense into a group like this, manually control the base defense's targeting to target the rockets, then the grenadiers, then the minigunners.
Unit ready.
Got it.
Unable to comply. Building in progress. Construction complete.
So in this instance, because they didn't have many rockets, I just opted to go for the barracks first, so that their unit production was finite. As you can see, I almost killed the infantry as well.
Building.
Now, the objective of this mission is to just capture the advanced comm center, which is where they fire the ion cannon from. And the reason that we do that is actually plot important, because it will do something for us in a cutscene much, much later on.
Unit ready.
Which is why we're going to be doing that.
GDI building captured.
So, sticking along the northernmost path, we can now just
GDI
slowly
building
capture
captured.
Reporting.
Unit ready.
Moving out. Reporting.
everything that GDI owns.
And waiting. Got it. Ready and waiting.
GDI building captured.
And that will be the end of this
GDI
mission.
building captured. GD mission accomplished.